Serious concerns tonight that a broad investigation into the EPA could jeopardize efforts to clean up a toxic Superfund site in Asheville.
Now, just days after grilling the EPA on its handling of the contamination at the CTS site, Congressman Mark Meadows says that he would call for hearings on Superfund sites nationwide.
News 13 investigative reporter Mike Mason is here with tonight's reality check. Mike, that's not sitting well with some residents.
Not at all, Darcel. Congressman Meadows tells us he still wants local hearings into CTS, but Dot Rice, the one who's been at the center of the CTS fight for decades, says she'll believe it when she sees it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. P., let me come to you.
A scathing report just issued by the Inspector General shows the culture within the EPA may be just as toxic as the CTS site.
The atmosphere environment around the EPA is polluted.
Last Wednesday, members of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee accused top EPA officials of fraud, waste, and abuse of power. Congressman Mark Meadows grilled them about how they handled the CTS site.
We have a Superfund site that's not being cleaned up.
Last November, News 13 aired Buried Secrets, an hour-long special exposing missteps in the CTS case.
With buried secrets.
Meadows is now demanding answers.
Yes or no? Is it proper to go onto somebody's property without their permission?
I don't know.
We obtained documents showing the EPA found toxic chemicals in Dot Rice's spring back in 1990.
Then here's one, right up there is another one.
She and others had no idea until state testing found their water highly contaminated with TCE nearly a decade after the EPA knew about it.
Do you think it was proper when they found that they did not tell her for over 9 years that there was toxic stuff on her property? Yes or no? Would you want to be informed if you had toxic stuff that was found on your property? Would you want to be informed by the EPA that it was there?
Yes.
Okay.
We first told Meadows about critical EPA documents we uncovered last June.
These people are requesting congressional hearings. Right. What are you doing to help?
We're willing to hold congressional hearings.
Meadows told us yesterday he won't be calling for congressional hearings on CTS after all. Instead, he plans to request hearings examining how the EPA may have mishandled Superfund sites throughout the country.
A follow-up hearing on a broader scope of not just CTS, but why are these sites not getting cleaned up?
Dot Rice now has a message for Meadows.
EPA and the politicians that say they're going to do something and never get nothing done. If it wasn't an election year, I'm not so sure anything would be started now. We've advanced it more than it's ever been advanced, and for me, it's all about trying to make sure that we get something done.
Last December, Congressman Patrick McHenry told us he's also pushing for accountability.
We need to make sure we have the right investigation from the Office of Inspector General over the EPA.
But News 13 found McHenry failed to attend last week's oversight hearing. McHenry's office tells us he was busy meeting with constituents and was working on legislative issues. McHenry did send us this statement he had intended to read at the hearing. In it, he refers to the Inspector General's ongoing investigation surrounding the CTS site. McHenry states, in part, "This has caused many of our constituents to suffer horrible illnesses, including cancer. I look forward to getting to the bottom of these claims and ensuring there's no interference into this important investigation." Dot Rice hopes that investigation doesn't turn into a game of politics, where residents could end up on the losing end.
I am so afraid that somebody else is going to get sick in it, that it's devastating to live like this. It really is.
And just a few hours after our interview with Meadows yesterday, he told us he had just learned the Oversight Committee may approve hearings on CTS after all. It would be a field hearing held here in Buncombe County and would focus specifically on how the EPA handled the CTS site. When we find out more, we'll of course let you know. Back to you.